Hello and welcome to the Lorna Marie Fitness Podcast, the show where we talk all things fitness, health, mindset and lifestyle to help you become fitter, healthier and happier. I help busy people who lack time, motivation and self-belief to look and feel great again. If you want to work with me, head over to lornamariefitness.co.uk, but for now, enjoy this episode. Good morning, Scotties. You're going to have to excuse my croaky voice. I'm just checking you can hear me okay as well. Hopefully you can. So I thought I'd come on here and do the weekly Q&A a little bit earlier. Well done to everyone who came to yoga this morning. It was so wonderful to see you there. Really enjoyed that session. I'm feeling very relaxed right now. So thank you all so much for your questions. We've got some really great questions from water reminders, how to remember to drink water and drink more water. Number 2, wrist strengthening exercises. So we do a lot of body weight work, so it's really important to work strength in your wrists, and it's important anyway. We use the wrists for so much, even down to carrying shopping bags, but they're so important. And the final one, protein, why we need it, how much of it should we be having, what sources, where should we get it from? So let's go from question number 1, and then I'll work through them in that order. Question number 1 was about water and how to remember to drink more water, like just literally remembering it. But let's just take it back a step and talk about how much water you actually need. Now, it's very debatable on how much you actually need, and the best indicator is the colour of your pee. You want that real pale yellow straw colour. That tells you, that's your body's way of telling you, the best indicator that you are hydrated enough. Now, a good aim is 2.5 litres. The majority of us don't drink enough water, but that can include other sources too. So it might be like low sugar squash, it might be cups of tea. I wouldn't necessarily include coffee, not because it doesn't count towards hydration, but actually because ideally you don't want to be drinking 5, 6, 7, 8 cups of coffee a day. So I would kind of leave that to the side and just focus on, good old water. Your body is mainly made up of water. It is so important for everyday functions. If you find that sometimes you're feeling fatigued, you can't think straight, you might actually be dehydrated a little bit. Could be loads of other things as well. But anyway, water is very important for everything. Brain, body function. We need it. So it's a good aim to do. If you can try and aim for 2.5 litres of water, including cups of tea, including low sugar squash, things like that. Now back to the question about how do we remember to do this. I've got a few different ways, different methods. Number 1 is put reminders on your phone. Maybe it's alarms, so you literally get sent an alarm every hour to drink. Another way you could remind yourself is you can get those bottles of water that tell you how much you've had throughout the day. So you just try and follow that, and you might look at it on your desk thinking, oh, crikey me, I've only had 1/5 of the bottle and I'm halfway through the day, better drink some more. So they're really, really great. You can get them from Amazon. They're brilliant. Another one would be to build it into your routine. So every time you do something, then you have some water. For example, every time you come back from going for a pee, and you might find when you up your water at first that you do go to the toilet quite a lot, but trust me, your body gets used to it. It might be that you have another water, or it might be, you time it with every time you've done, I don't know, you've come into the office or you've taken a break, or when you've had a meal or before you have a meal, you have a glass of water. Build it into your routine and just, have it around all the time. Have it with you. Have several bottles. So you might have one by your desk. You might have one in the kitchen. You might have one in the car. So you're always sipping all the time on the go. You've always got one handy. And why not jazz it up a little bit as well? Why not make it a bit more exciting? Put some berries in your water. Like I said before, maybe some low sugar squash, put that in there. That's what I use. I use squash all the time. I find plain water really boring. So if that's you as well, just jazz it up. It's really important. It's really important that you're having enough water. Another thing which you could do, but I'm not so sure about this one, is you can get an app, or there's loads of apps that remind you to drink. But the problem with that is then you've got to put into the app what you've had as well. And it just feels, for me, it's like another thing to try and remember, and then I'd probably forget to put it into the app. So that works for some people. So that might be something you might want to try. But hopefully that's given you lots of ideas and lots of useful tips on how to remember to drink water. Secondly, we had a question about wrist exercises. Now, depending on, the pain in your wrists, or if it's just a case of do you just want to strengthen them, I would definitely say, I'm not a physio. That's not my speciality. So I would go and see somebody about that. But I can give you a few exercises to strengthen your wrists. And I would always say as well, listen to your body. So in terms of pain levels, if it feels any more than a 5 or a 6, you know that you're getting into that kind of, ouch, this is hurting area, rather than, okay, this is a bit of discomfort to strengthen my wrist area. So the first exercise, I'm going to start really basic and then give you some, more progressive ones. So hopefully you can see my hands here. You can clench a fist and turn it up and down. So my hands are facing into each other. I'm clenching my fist with my thumb up to the ceiling. I bring my thumb towards me and I'm pushing it away. That's one way. Another way, palms flat. Turn them up towards the ceiling, turn them down flat again. So they're two really basic ones. Another one is a finger curl. So you curl your fingers in, clench your fists, release them out, curl them in, release them out. Now let's progress from here. So imagine you're on all fours. I can't really do this at a desk, but maybe if I tilt my camera a little bit so you can, okay, I'm just about to pull something over. Maybe I won't. Let's not do that. Okay, just imagine I'm on all fours here. Excuse me, that's the chair. Okay, here we are on all fours. I'm on my fists. So my fists are flat to the ground, just here. I am gonna release them. So the back of my hand is flat in the floor. And then I'm gonna come back up onto the fists again. So I'm gonna release, pushing the back of the hand into the floor and then back onto the fists. So I'm putting the pressure, let me just tilt that camera so you can see. Putting the pressure into the hands. And if you want to make that harder, well, you're just going to go onto your feet. And that is something you can try. So you could try pushing the back of the hand into the floor, starting on all fours, the fingers are pointing towards your toes, towards your body, and then going up onto your toes, dropping down to the knees. The aim is probably to hold it for about 15 to 30 seconds. Another really easy one for, flexibility, mobility, pull the fingers back. So you're, fully pulling that wrist back and then releasing it forwards. So I'm just grabbing hold of my fingers and I'm pulling them back, flexing and extending the wrist. Really good mobility one. And aside from that, if things are hurting, it's painful, go and see someone, but also stop doing it. And when we're doing things like push-ups and I say, okay, if this is hurting your wrist, depending on that pain level again, you can go on your fists, but just doing these wrist exercises in the meantime, it's a great one, pushing your fists into the floor and then pushing the back of the hand back onto the fist, back of the hand, to build it up that way. I hope that was useful and I hope that gives you a few different things to try as well. Let me know how you get on with that, and obviously keep up with the exercises, hold it for 15 seconds at a time, try and build it up, maybe start with a couple of repetitions, move to 3, 4 until your wrists get stronger, but keep consistently working that so they do get stronger. Obviously we can't expect to do an exercise a few times or do it for a week or two and then everything be okay again. It's about trying something and trying it consistently for a few weeks. So try that for a few weeks, see how you get on. And the final question was about protein. So why do we need protein? How much do we need? And where should we get it from? So I'm going to talk about, firstly, obviously, protein and why we need it. So protein is a building block. Every single cell in your body is made of protein. So that's your bones, your muscles, cartilage. Your hair and nails are pretty much just made up of protein. So it's absolutely essential for the building blocks and repairing the cells in your body. We need protein. We're made up of it. and water. Protein and water. Now, protein is made up of amino acids. And there are 9 essential amino acids that your body cannot make without consuming them. So you consume those amino acids. And there are other ones, non-essential amino acids, that your body can make itself. Now, this is quite important if you are, say, a vegetarian or a vegan, because there are quite a lot of proteins in the vegetarian diet, vegan diet, that are incomplete and don't include the 9 essential amino acids. So you get your 9 essential amino acids in foods like beef, fish, eggs, dairy, poultry, like chicken and turkey, and also soy. So soy might be, your veggie vegan alternative. And they're called complete proteins because they contain the 9 essential amino acids. So if you are a veggie or a vegan, make sure you're having soy, but also make sure you are having supplements that are going to include your essential amino acids. That's so important. So yeah, particularly if you are a vegan, you want to start obviously veggies, eggs and stuff. If you are a vegan, you want to make sure that you are thoroughly kind of researching into these things and looking into your diet on a bit of a deeper level, just to make sure you're including all the essential amino acids, all the minerals, nutrients that your body needs. So I hope that's useful. I hope that's a little bit of food for thought, literally. In terms of how much we need, so you want to take your body weight in kilos. Just for simple maths, let's just say, 60 kilos. And you want to make sure you're having at least a gram of protein per kilo of body weight. So if you weigh 60 kilos, you want to make sure you're having minimally 60 grams of protein a day. And that's actually quite easy to get. So a breast of chicken, you might get 25, 30, depending obviously on how big the chicken is. So that's you can easily hit that. And you want to make sure you're doing it throughout the day. So you can't just sit there and eat 60 grams of protein, because your body can only actually absorb so much protein at a time. And any excess, it will pee out of the body. Obviously, depending on the person, it's usually about 25, 30 grams-ish that your body can absorb at a certain sitting at a certain time. So the best thing you can do is stagger it throughout the day, base your meals around a protein source, so breakfast, lunch, dinner, to make sure you're getting enough protein into your body. Now, if you're an active person, first of all, or you're looking to lose fat, or you're looking to maintain lean muscle mass or gain lean muscle mass, you want to be going about 1.5 to 2 times your body weight in grams of protein. So for the person that weighs 60 kilos, they want to be aiming for 90 to 120 of grams of protein a day, again staggered throughout the day. If you're on a weight loss journey, that is so you can maintain as much lean muscle mass as possible. 1, to keep your metabolism at a good level. So your metabolism is based on your muscle mass. It's your BMR, your basic metabolic rate, is based on the amount of muscle mass you have. So if you're on a fat loss journey, the last thing you want to do is your body kind of eating away at the muscle. You want to maintain as much lean muscle mass as possible. It also keeps you feeling fuller for longer. So if you are on a weight loss journey, it's really useful. But also, if you're a very active person, your body's going to need that to repair its muscles, and it's going to need it to maintain your lean muscle mass that you already have. And if you're looking to gain muscle mass, well, you need to be in an energy surplus first of all, or a bit of one. Really, you don't have to be, but really, if you want to do it effectively. And that's another conversation. But yeah, you want to be making sure that you're at the upper end, 1.5 to 2 times your body weight in grams of protein. Again, stagger it throughout the day. So we've talked about like animal sources of protein. They generally, they're going to contain they're going to be your complete sources, contain your essential amino acids. But you can get protein in all kinds of food, in places that you never really thought of, like peas, like quinoa, like all sorts, all kinds of weird things, like certain breads. you know, it's all over. All you have to do is just look on the back of the package and you find the protein there. And also you've got things like, you know, if you don't feel like you're having enough protein, things like protein powders or protein bars, but I just wouldn't replace that with a meal. So you want to be making sure that you're having proper source of protein, i.e., you know, nourishing sources. So your animal proteins or alternatives as, you know, the main source of protein, and then using these supplements like protein bars, like protein, as well, what they are, as supplements, and not replacing your meals, your nourishing meals. So I hope that gives you a few ideas. And yet, if you are concerned that you're not having enough protein, there is nothing wrong with supplementing with protein bars, or if you're a really active person, having a protein bar after you've done a workout. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And there's loads of different types of protein that you can get. You know, you can go for your whey proteins, which is the animal source. You can go for pea proteins, soy proteins. There is absolutely so much out there. So one little side note I would say as well, in terms of where you get your protein from. If you're relying on plant-based protein, just be careful with that. Sometimes you might actually need to have a little bit more, because our bodies have a bit of a harder time of breaking down plant protein. There's more steps. So quite often we don't end up absorbing as much of the protein as in when we take in animal proteins and it's already in that readily form that our body likes, so it's ready just to absorb it. So that is something that you might want to think about as well. So if you're looking for plant sources, it might be a case of, you know, maybe having a little bit more, or having a look at the most efficient types, the most efficient sources. Anyway, I hope that this video has been very useful. Please let me know if you've got any other questions, anything at all. I'll just see if anybody has commented on the video with any more questions. No, not at the moment. So if you have any questions, do get in touch, team, and have a lovely, lovely Friday. I'll see you soon.